Ironically enough, the original title of this song and the album was Why. I feel like we go through life asking God why, asking each other why, asking ourselves why, when the truth of the matter is it's really all about, perspective. If I take my glasses off, things around me in my environment are a little bit blurry, but as soon as I put my glasses back on, I can see with the right prescription, things are pretty clear, right? No matter where I look. And so instead of asking yourself why, maybe why not? Or maybe just sort of center yourself and get the right perspective, and things will more than likely pan out for you. So here's Lenses. Hope you enjoy. So that was Lenses, everybody. Y'all can make some noise if y'all want to. You don't have to be silent. Welcome, everybody. Thank you so much for tuning in. So my name is Catlindt Landrum, and this is the 1-year anniversary for Lenses, a record that I released last year around this time. It's my third studio album, and I'm very, very much so happy and proud of this work. So thank you to everybody who's here live in our studio audience. Thank you to these wonderful musicians, which I will introduce here in a moment, but we're not going to belabor the moment. We're going to play some really good music. Did y'all enjoy that first one? Yeah! Sweet, sweet. So Lenses is the title track of the record. This one is called Yang Yang. My grandmother, Gloria Rosemary Lewis Hickman, is the apple of my eye. She's 96, still preaching the gospel, still getting me together. And I wrote this song for her. Growing up, she was everything to me. She was always there. She had a way with her words. She really taught me how to love, how to respect and treat women. And like I said, she was always there. So if you know me, you know that my grandmother means absolutely everything to me. So here's Yang Yang. I hope you enjoy. Thank you very much. Thank you very much. So, Yang Yang was inspired by my grandmother, who is 98 now, lives in Chicago, and she's literally like my heart. So, Yang Yang is what I called her growing up, and that's what I call her today. So, that was for Yang Yang. Love you. So I have 3 biological children, and the truth of the matter is I really should have 5. If you do the math, you figure out that there's a couple that are no longer here. And so CJ, our middle child, was a twin, and we didn't know that Phoebe was actually pregnant with twins till we went to the doctor to find that out, and then to also find out at the same time that the baby was no longer, with us. So there was a point in time where, that was difficult. But many years ago, on top of that, I had another child that was taken away from me against my will, and that stung for a while. And so standing here in this moment, I was just like, man, I wonder what they would look like. I wonder what type of mannerisms they would have. I wonder if they'd be the next president, or a phenomenal lawyer, or a great jazz musician. But I'll never know. But that's okay. They're still part of my heart. They're still my children. And so this song is definitely dedicated to them. So if you're going through life and you're wondering about stuff and you don't really know what to do, just pop on this song and let's wonder together. So here's Wonder. Hope you enjoy. So as I mentioned earlier, this record is dedicated to several people who I love and adore. And one of my greatest joys in life is being that of a father to Jai, CJ, and baby girl, also known as Catlindt. So when Travis sent this track over, it's like da-na, da-na-na-na, na-na-na-na, da-na-na-na. It's just like a very playful, easy melodic, line that sort of just puts you in this the swing of like, everything is going to be all right. Puts you in the mindset of that being a youth. So yeah, one of my greatest joys in life is definitely being a father. So to Catlindt, CJ, as well as Jai, Daddy loves you so very much.
It's Mellow Entertainment, everybody.
That was Legacy. You might have heard like a youthful undertone to that one. It's because it was made in honor of my children. They actually named the song themselves. My oldest was like, "What about Legacy, Dad? Because, you know, we're like your legacy." I was like, "Well, I'll be." You're onto something, son. You're onto something. So shout out to Jai and CJ and baby girl. Daddy loves you. Thank you. So Little Cat versus Big Cat. like yourself, I have a younger version of me that where I did some things I wasn't necessarily so proud of. And I remember it was a time where I was homeless, where I was jobless, where I was pretty lost. And that messed me up quite a bit. And I went through life just being angry and mad at the world. It's just misplaced, anger compared to now where I do have a career and I have a loving wife and family and a beautiful home to go to. And I'm just like, man, I if I went back in the past, I definitely would make some different decisions and choices. But however, those things sort of helped form me and get me to where I am now. So I'm sure as you're listening to this song, you'll be able to pick out some different parts and some different melodies that resonate with you and get you thinking about your story. So here's Little Cat versus Big Cat. Enjoy. 3406 Laurel Lane. Man, this song is dedicated to my mother, none other than Gloria Charlotte Landrum. Don't kill me for using your middle name, Mom. But 3406 Laurel Lane was the address that my family grew up in. And my mom sacrificed so much taking care of my sister and I. And I remember a lot of stories growing up in that house. It was some pretty challenging times, but a lot of some pretty amazing and fun times. The creativity that came out of that house. When you don't necessarily have access to a lot of money, you find creative ways to play and make things. And so my mom's the strongest person that I absolutely know. And so I wanted to create a music that sort of reflected that. Mom, I honor you and I love you so much. This song is one of those songs that if you're washing the dishes on any particular morning, you could pop this song on and vibe out. You could be cooking a meal, vibe out as well. You could also just be cruising down the highway, put 3406 Laurel Lane on, and just ride on out to the sunset. So this track is dedicated to you, Mom. 3406 Laurel Lane. Thank you so much for tuning in, everybody. That was 3406 Lil Wayne. This has always been a dream of mine to do some live music, and when my family and I relocated to Omaha, Nebraska, it's been 3 years now. It's the first time I've played outside of church in the community, so very much so appreciative. Now, let me introduce you to this phenomenal band. Starting on my right, none other than Mr. Chavez Morris. Give him some, sir. Chavez Morris, everybody. And then over my left shoulder, we have none other than Mr. Jacob Sorenson on bass. In your face, bass. Mr. Jacob Sorenson, everybody. Now this guy, very special to me. I moved to Omaha. He became a brother, like just from another mother, you know what I mean? Love this guy with all my heart. But none other on drums, we have Mr. Mike Porkchop Davis.
coming.